Here we are. It is championship feature time for the inaugural Winternationals here at the Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin, for the big block modifieds here on the World of Thunder Esports League feature event. Alex, we're getting close. We've raced through 3 lobbies, and now we are set for feature action. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Bring us to us.
Starting 24th, we will start back to front, and also starting 24th, here's some of your provisionals for tonight. Jordan Gage will start 24th in the 13th from Midsouth Dirt Slingers. Tyler Corcarn will start 23rd in the 64.
Going to your 22nd and 21st place starters, it'll be Levi Wright in the 24 to the outside of row number 11. To the inside, it'll be Dustin Hall in the 311.
Now to your B main transfers. Starting 20th. In the 21, it's Matt Yorker inside the 42 of Adam Hommerding.
Rolling off in 18th, it'll be James Grace in the 269 and Bill Miller in the 34.
Brandon Francis in the 4 will start 16th inside the D1RT 84 machine of Clay Debon.
Going to the 14th and 13th spots in row 7, it's Brendan Weeks in the 22 to the outside of the Mid-South Dirt Slingers machine, and the Newton Cattle Farms Racing 23 of Ethan Toder.
Starting 12th in the 12 from Canada, it's Alex Bergeron. Huey Quillen in the 19 starts 11th.
Taking a look at the 10th place starter, that will be Drew Hopkins in the 157, and Devin Morgan driving the 112 to the inside of row number 5.
Starting 8th in the 71 from D1RT, it's Cole Cabry. Inside in Slick Sim Sports, it is Logan Rumsey.
Let's take a look at your top 6 cars. It will be starting 6th from New York, driving the 127 is Blake Majulis, and to his inside, driving the Victory Lane Racing 33, it's Evan C.
Starting 4th in the 92, it is Zane Yost. Inside in the 1, Dylan Hauser.
And let's meet and greet your front row, starting on the outside, driving the 105 out of Indiana, it's Sheldon Oberly, and your pole setter, driving the 00, bringing us to the green flag. It's showtime. It's Kendall Tucker as we are 75 laps here at the inaugural Winternationals for the big blocks on World of Thunder here on Ultimate Dirt TV. I tell you what, Alex, this should be a good one. 74 left to go.
Well, Jerry, we took the green flag, but who are you picking? Who are you picking to win the inaugural one here?
I tell you what, I'm not sure, but hang on. The 93 of Yost gets around, I believe, up there in turn number 2, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Zane Yost got a little crossed up. I guess I got so excited about the start of that one, I was not sure who my pick was going to be, so it's already out the bag.
I mean, I'm showing my support. I'm picking Kendall Tucker in the Swindell Speed Labs.
Well, there you go. Taking a look, needing some support. Going to be the 93, going to need some support from the rear of this one as he's got to drive it back. There's Zane Yost. And, we talk about it. Next Sunday, of course, kicks off Season 12 of the Mimi's Making in Motion World of Thunder Esports League seasons. Hard to believe Season 12 starts next Sunday at Volusia. Man,
you ready to make that nice trip to the warm weather in Florida?
I am. I actually, if I could have played my cards right, I'd have been in sunny Arizona these last 2 weeks. But some of us had to stay here and work. But big thanks going out to Mimi's Making in Motion, of course, Power Eye, DirtFans.com, Warrior Logistics, SRW. Also there, the sponsors here for our Sunday schedule for Season 12, of course, will be Volusia, Limaland, Weedsport, Lanier, Knoxville, Kokomo, Eldora, Cedar Lake, Limaland, and ending with Championship Weekend, March 21st at Charlotte, as we are set to go back to the green flag here on the inaugural Winternationals, and it is that 00 machine on out front. Of course, that's Kendall Tucker from the drop of the green. He has been there from P1, and look at this. They are side by side. It'll be Hauser up on the outside. Here comes Blake Majulis, and watch the 105 of Sheldon Oberly.
Sheldon Oberly, who looked really good in the second feature event, put him in the front row for this one, and he's battling with Dylan Hauser. Blake Majulis right there on the inside. Majulis looks strong throughout this whole night in the bottom of the track here as he looks as a car in the wall.
So we'll see what happens if we stay clean and green so far, as it is right there. You see Hauser in the deuce working it on in there. Here comes Blake Majulis, the 7 to the 127, and Evan C to the outside. That'll be side by side, is right behind them sits. A great battle also. They are rows of 2, 3 deep as they work down into turn number 1 and 2.
Kendall Tucker out in front. Dylan Hauser in second, but look at Blake Majulis battling with Dylan Hauser. D12, D1RT, two big name teams battling side by side right now. There's Evan C as well with VLR. So these are all good ones. You have Logan Rumsey and Slick, and you have Swindell up there in front, ABR back there in 11. So there are some big heavy hitters here in this field.
We said if you went to Louisville Slugger, you could not buy as many hitters as bats as we've got here, as it is Tucker, Hauser, C, Majulis, Rumsey, Morgan, Cabre, Oberly, Hopkins, and Quillen. Your top 10 is Evan C. right back there working in the number 4 spot or 3 spot, chasing down Dylan Hauser in the deuce. They will go down the back straightaway. Now back behind them, the 112 with Devin Morgan. Morgan coming to the inside of Logan Rumsey in that 41 car. Rumsey to the outside. To the inside is Devin Morgan as they go down into turn number 1 and 2.
Kendall Tucker still out in front. You see Logan Rumsey, Blake Majulis. The battles are on throughout this racetrack. Alex Bergeron back in the top 10. Huey Quillen trying as well. As look at the onboard here.
Majulis looking out the left rear of this one. Is that side-by-side battle right on in behind him. They race him on down into turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Now off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. He has this battle right behind him. It is going to be a look out the front. Now Evan C side by side with Dylan Hauser. Hauser on the outside. C right there. What a great shot from the nose of Blake Majulis as we work it on down into turn number 1 and 2. A great battle sizing up. Oh, a little bit of contact. A little bit of taken right there. A little love and touching as we work him on down into turn number 3 and 4.
Still out in front, Kendall Tucker. As you can't even see him in the screen right now. As there's Hauser. There's C. 2.5 second lead over the second place car, Dylan Hauser. Kendall Tucker is a man on a mission tonight.
Yes, he is. As he is G-O-N-E gone on this one. Everybody going fence post formation, but in these long laps, no need to get big and aggressive as you've got 75 laps to get it done. Still Tucker out front. Hauser working second. Evan C. There you see Majulis, and we go on board with Logan Rumsey. Rumsey going to take a look here. As you see him, they start to work the racetrack a little hot, a little big cushion as we go to the yellow flag. So caution coming out. As Sheldon Oberly troubles up against the Crete down there in turn number 1 and 2, and then as we get down into turn number 3 and 4, lays it on in there, and boom! Just has a problem. Apparently GPS started, navigation said recalculating, and didn't quite make the turn. And he was the Lobby 2. Of course, picked up the Lobby 2 feature win to put him up there in the front running of this one.
But Jerry, back to what we were saying last caution. Street stocks, big blocks, sprint cars, super late models coming up next Sunday. We got a whole bunch of action this whole week. Tuesday night, a whole bunch of action here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Wednesday night, sprint cars. Thursday night, we got about 3 other races. Saturday nights, Sundays. So you got a whole bunch of action here you can watch on Ultimate Dirt TV this week.
Yes, there is. Every night, something always going on. Of course, Ultimate Dirt TV, probably the leader in Esports League broadcasts. You can join us any night of the week. Of course, check us out, like us on Facebook and all that great stuff, and go back and watch some of the great action as we get ready to go back to the green flag as Season 12 of the league getting ready to come to us next Sunday night. But we got to finish this Sunday fun day, as it's been a good one here from Wisconsin. As we work on down into turn number 1 and 2, it is at 00. Kendall Tucker going to lead the parade down the back straightaway. It'll be Dylan Hauser in the number 2 spot. Blake Majulis goes to the top side, going to kiss the Crete down there in turn number 3 and 4. Evan C to the bottom, and we're going to see rows of 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through the field.
Blake Majulis now on the top side. Dylan Hauser still in front there. As you see Evan C., Blake Majulis side by side. They're battling for third. Logan Runzie, Devin Morgan, they're battling for that fifth spot. So there are battles all throughout there. The whole top 10 is battling out here.
Evan C. down to the inside of Hauser. Now here comes the 41, which is the 15 of Rumsey. Rumsey down on the bottom side. Now that 112 machine of Devin Morgan coming to the inside of the 127 of Blake Majulis. They'll race down into turn number 1 and 2. Everybody giving each other a little give and take. The 157 of Drew Hopkins. Hopkins, of course, had to come out of a last chance qualifier. He is working his way feverishly through the field. And here comes Alex Bergeron. Watch that black and blue, number 12, trying to make his way towards the front.
Alex Bergeron started back a little further, had to come through one of those last chance qualifiers. He's battling up there. There's Ethan Toder, Drew Hopkins. All these cars that are super fast had to come through an LCQ tonight. So those cars are guys to keep an eye out here as 22 laps are in the book.
Dustin Hall right now, a +9, working there in the 311. Started back there. He is now running 13th. Watch this as you have got him side by side. Now Bergeron going to come off the bottom, go to the top. Ethan Toder's going to take a look at him. Toder to the bottom side of Bergeron. They were side by side off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Right in behind him sits at 19 of Huey Quillen. Quillen right there to the top. The 311 of Hall right on in behind him. And now look at this, Evan C. Evan C.'s got the 15 machine of Rumsey down on the inside.
Logan Rumsey, Evan C. battling it out here. Logan Rumsey, more known for his sprint cars and midgets. Evan C., well, he runs supers and pro late models like there's no tomorrow. Him and Evan and Logan Rumsey battling out. There's Dylan Hauser right in front of him as both of them are chasing down him for that second spot.
Working it on down into turn number 3 and 4. Like you said, Evan C. runs everything but Mom's Grocery Getter to the front as they work him on down into turn number 1 and 2. It'll be the 1 of Hauser in the number 2 spot right now. Third, here comes Evan C. C's going to look to the inside. White Castles, may they be served? Nope. Order's not quite ready. They'll hustle off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. The 41 machine, which of course is the 15 of Rumsey as we come to the yellow flag. Caution on the speedway. Weeks and Grace get together, taking a look at the replay. Whoa, hang on a minute. A little bit of just enough stoppage. Sheldon Oberly also involved in the 105. Here's our caution. We'll watch and see what happens here. Whoops. Yost just got into the back of Weeks. Apparently his navigation was recalculating.
But Jerry, you know what the best part is? Also, don't forget we have Speed Week coming up here in a couple of weeks as well for the Worldwide iRacing League Association, which that is going to be another action-packed week of fun. 410 sprint cars. You know, we're going to hit Volusia, Kokomo, Cedar Lake, Limaland, Eldora. That starts all on January 25th. So another whole thing of action-packed. But speaking of 410s, you have World of Thunder next week. You can catch our producer, Mr. Brett Wheeler, with also Blake Majulis, another World of Outlaw champion, and Alex Bergeron in that plus many more, including myself, but we don't talk about that.
So you're telling me that Majulis and Bergeron are going to drive the school bus and take Wheeler to school? Yeah. Here we go. Green flag is out. Alex, I thought you might have something there, but nothing.
I got nothing. They're going to all run the bus on me. It's fine.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Everybody's got to go to school once in a while. Speaking of school, and that is exactly what Kendall Tucker has been doing. And now Evan C. going to come down to the bottom of the racetrack. It'll be the 1 of Hauser up on the outside. They'll get 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. The 112 of Devin Morgan. And then you see Logan Rumsey. They'll go side by side. Majulis, Hopkins is there. What a battle you got for second on back.
As you said about Kendall Tucker has not been challenged really at all now, but Dylan Hauser has had a battle. He's been in second, but he's been contested with Evan C., Logan Rumsey, Devin Morgan, Blake Majulis, all of these guys trying to make a podium finish here, but Kendall Tucker out in front and just looking strong.
We'll see what happens. The racetrack, the top lane and the bottom line right now have evened up. If you're quick on the top, you're quick on the bottom. You see that right there. is Evan C. showing that as he goes down to the bottom. They can slide it across the top, bring the snoot there. It is a 112 of Devin Morgan right back there to the inside. This 15 of Logan Rumsey. Now Majulis looking at the 12 of Bergeron, Hopkins, and Cole Cabre. Cabre there in the 71 machine, which of course is working there to the outside of the racetrack off a 2 and down the back straightaway.
And as you watch the ticker to your left, a lot of movers throughout this pack. There are heavy battles going on. They're going pound for pound. Again, these 24 cars that made this field, they are pound for pound 24 of the best drivers on this server.
Yes, they are. You've got world-class racers working up front in this one. Is that 112 machine at Devin Morgan trying to hang on there as he kissed the Crete just a little bit down the front straightaway. It'll be the 33 of Evan C. chasing Dylan Hauser. Hauser's going to let him come to the inside. Here comes Evan C. down on the bottom. C will come numbers deep down the front straightaway. Watch this great battle for the number 2 spot. Evan C. is going to rumble and stumble off the bottoms. Here comes a 112 of Devin Morgan. Morgan's got a big run to the outside. They'll race him down into turn number 3 and 4. Morgan to the top. Evan C. to the inside. Right ahead of him sits Hauser. What a battle for 2, 3, and 4.
Devin Morgan going to hold on to third right now. Rumsey, though, don't count Logan Rumsey out. He has Blake Majulis there. Majulis in the 6th spot. But Evan C. looks strong. He said he was going to make some adjustments here and possibly make another run at it. But here's Devin Morgan in front of him. Like Zach Newton said earlier, one of the pound-for-pound best drivers in any class on iRacing. He is in that 3rd spot. Dylan Hauser in the 2nd spot, but look at the battles. Alex Bergeron just got passed by Huey Quill. And there's Drew Hopkins, another guy who came through a B-main. He's in that 8th spot.
Hopkins there in the 157 trying to make something happen. They'll hustle it off a 2 and down the back straightaway. Majulis has got in tow Cole Cabre. Cabre right there. Here comes the 157 machine of Hopkins. Now look at this side-by-side action. Yost, that of course Zane Yost in the 93 coming up trying to make his way through the field. Also is the 84 Clay Devin. Devin down to the inside. The 311 of Dustin Hall to the outside. They'll go wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 and 4. Hall's going to let it slide up. He'll meet and greet the concrete up on the top side of the racetrack. Devin down on the bottom side. And now it's going to be 3 deep and selling cheap. Zane Yost is on the hustle.
And look at Dustin Hall after tough break after tough break. He got one of the random draw provisionals tonight. He is in the feature event, and he is making well of his opportunity here as he's sitting in that 12th spot looking for more, and he has Zane Yost behind him, Sheldon Oberly behind him. They're all coming for more. Evan C. Ooh, who is that? That's Devin Morgan into the wall.
Devin Morgan went for a bicycle ride up on the Crete, kept things moving, and that is going to let Blake Majulis, the 127, come into the top 5. Oh, I tell you what, the racetrack is getting awful narrow. You have got a tight road to hoe up around the top of Cedar Lake Speedway, and now you see it. That contact with the concrete probably has tightened up Devin Morgan as it is not turning. Cabre working it on in as this time they've got off of turn number 4, 25 left remaining.
30 laps to go here. Blake Majulis in that 4th spot. He has company. Here comes Logan Rumsey. Cole Cabre, his teammate right there as well. But again, nobody has touched Kendall Tucker since the get-go of this race. But here comes Dylan Hauser and Evan C. All those cars are trying to catch up here to Kendall Tucker. But you see the battles throughout from the 2nd all the way back to 20. Those cars are competing. 3 seconds, Jerry Vansicle. 3 seconds Kendall Tucker has pulled out.
Tucker is G-O-N-E gone, and he is hoping this one is going to be D-U-N pretty quick, but not down right there is Blake Majulis. Majulis will come down to the inside. Majulis downstairs in the buck 27 downstairs. To the outside is Hauser. Hauser working the top of the racetrack. You see those guys, they will kiss the Crete with that right rear. You got to be ginger on it, though, as here comes the 15 of Rumsey. Rumsey back on the inside. These guys are elbows up back here for third on back. Majulis right there, working the 127 to the number 3 spot. They're going to be 3 wide off of 2 and down past the back stretchers. Hauser on the outside. Here comes Cabre in that white 71 and the 112 machine of Devin Morgan. That is your battle for 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Cole Cabre in that 7th spot right now. Drew Hopkins, though, you see he's patiently waiting back there. He's in that 8th spot. And patience is one of those keys that you might have to run out some time. Oh, man. There goes Dylan Hauser.
Caution out on the racetrack. So we'll see what happens here. You've got the 112 machine working there. And like I said, he'd made some contact with the wall. And Hauser gets in there, and just the back end comes around. Not sure if there was any contact at all. As Morgan came to the inside of him. Ooh, just a little bit of contact, but as we know, as the racetrack starts to slicken off, just a little bit of upset of the race car. And even though you're on them big wide tires here, can make things happen, and we'll see how they rule things, how they rule the roost, and see what happens here. But I can tell you, Kendall Tucker is your leader.
And now, back to what we were saying. I just read that. I just saw this one up. I forgot to tell you this one. For
What?
season 12,
Yeah.
here is your championship payouts. For the Mimi's Making Motion Warrior Logistics Super Late Models, $450 are on the line for the season champion. DirtFan.com 410s, $250. Envision Custom Graphics Big Block Modifieds presented by the Midsouth Dirt Slingers, $350 on the line for the winner. And Miller Family and Trucking E Super Stocks, $450. So there is a lot of money on the line here in season 12 for your winners.
You know, and taking a look at that payout as I do the math here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nights. And you can get in for $30 to win that kind of money for a championship. And there's a hard charger. And there's most improved. That right there, why wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, I'm not good. But I'd get a set of pedals and a wheel, try to make it happen. I mean, if Brett Wheeler can do it, I can do it.
Well, here's the thing. You don't even need to win. Just get most improved. You win something at most improved.
I know. Wonder if they could have a rookie of the year. I think I could win it. Oh yes, Brett Wheeler. Is Wheeler going to run World of Thunder? He can't.
He's running sprint cars.
Oh yes, and he's going to go for the rookie of the year title. He's a freaking rookie at something, I'll tell you that. Not sure what it is, but we'll see. So season 12 starting next Sunday. So join us. Time is it? Usually about 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central.
Let me double check for you, sir.
Oh, yeah, it is right there. 4 o'clock Eastern time next Sunday. But speaking of this Sunday, we got to get this one in the books before we get to a Monday work day. It's going to be Kendall Tucker on out front, your race leader. Tucker, C, Majulis, Rumsey, Cabray working the top 5.
And man, Kendall Tucker now has a battle. Evan C trying to get advantage here. He's going to go to the bottom. Tucker to the top. He's going to slide up. Oh, man, that was close there. Evan C gets into second place still. Tucker holds on, but here comes Blake Majulis. Blake Majulis going to the inside of Tucker. Cabry going to the inside of Rumsey. Battles through the top 5. Is heating up here as there goes Majulis to the inside of C once again.
You know you're going to have to slide them if you're going to get them. And that's what it's going to take to get that Tucker machine out of the lead, is get up there and ruffle the feathers. And this is what Evan C is looking to do. Evan C once again going to try to take a look at the lead. This top 7, now 8-car breakaway from the rest of the pack has gotten on. They are hungry. You see it, Evan C going to the top of the racetrack. Tucker down on the bottom side. The battle is going to hopefully shape up for the lead. C right there going to work it down to the bottom side is Majulis. Cabry, here comes the 15 machine of Rumsey, or the 41 of Rumsey, as they work it down the back straightaway. Top 5 now go fence post down into turn number 3. Look at this, Zane Yost is on the move.
Zane Yost, after an early race mishap, he's back up into the top 10 looking for more. He's running the rails on the top side there. He's going to get by. Clay Debin looks like he's getting by Drew Hopkins as well. He's in the 6th right now and looking for more. He's trying to get past. You got Logan Rumsey, Cabry, Majulis, C, and then Tucker out front still. Tucker running the top side, so is C. Majulis and the rest are running the bottom side, so there are 2 different lines being run right now. There goes Majulis to the top side, so now it's just trying to find the fastest line.
I tell you what, if you had a name for him, he'd be calling him the Bassmaster right now. That is the 00. Kendall Tucker going to rip the lip like a bass fisherman working the top of the racetrack. Up on the top side, it is Tucker, C, Majulis, Cabri, Rumsey, Yost. Zane Yost with 15 to go on lap number 2, started dead last, 24th in this one, and has worked his way on up through the field as they bring him on down. It's still Tucker, your leader.
Tucker still out in front, Evan C in second. As you see, they're starting to gap away from Majulis there. Majulis, you said about Tucker being the bass, ripping the lip like a bass. You have Majulis running the bottom, basically what they call catfishing here. He's running that bottom, just looking comfortable, not dealing with really any problems here because Cole Cabry, his teammate, just sitting comfy right behind him.
Blake Majulis, you put the weight up high and let the lure bounce the bottom, and that's what he's doing in the 127. Right behind him is Cabri. You see Bergeron back here deeper in the field working side by side with the 157 of Drew Hopkins. Hopkins down on the bottom where he's always at home and quick in the 157, but the racetrack just starting to come around to the top of there, and you see it. The 105 of Overly trying to go around the top, and you have got to either flirt with the devil or dance with the angels up there. It's either give or wear, depending on how quick you get into the top of the racetrack.
And you saw Bergeron there just kiss the concrete. Overly now, another car who had a early race mishap. He's in the top 10 as well. So him and Zane Yost have done it all tonight, had to go to the back and come right back up front. So those two know the advantages and disadvantages of where this track is tonight.
Yes, they do. They have been all over it. Bergeron there. Now we focus our eyes back up front here as it is still Tucker. See, as the caution flag is out, yellow flag on the racetrack as this thing has started to leg itself out, and well, she's going to be less than a heat race left in this one. Drew Hopkins, problems in the 157. You see him ripping the lip up there off of turn number 4. Gets down into turn number 1. Into the crete, just kisses it enough, turns the back end as he climbs the wall with the right rear and brings out the latest caution. Tough break for Drew Hopkins in the 157. So just under 10 to go in this one, 68-75 left in this one. Can he continue and lead all 75 laps? Kendall Tucker has been on a rail tonight in that double zero. But now, Alex, this is where you start to gamble.
Here's the desperation comes in. If you're Evan C., if you're Blake Majulis, those two have been behind Kendall Tucker all race. Do you try and risk it? You saw Majulis go to the bottom. He was running the bottom well, but Evan C. and them have not really tried to get by him. The slider line is there, but the slider line is deadly if you hit that concrete wall.
We will find out. I tell you what, you got to risk it for the biscuit. We'll see what happens as it's Tucker on out front as they hustle on down. Blake Majulis is going to take a look to the inside of Evan C. Nothing to be had. C will race it back there. Now you see him. Oh, boy, had to get on the binders. Tough as the top slowed down for Tucker that time. He may have also braked them a little bit just to let him get up there and then build that comfort of cushion that he did as Evan C. once again is going to pour the coals to it around the top.
Kendall Tucker still in front, but look at the battle for second, getting ready to heat up. There goes Cole Cabry and Blake Majulis. They're battling for third. Evan C. still in that second spot, but here comes Logan Rumsey in them as well. Zane Yost in that sixth spot, looking to finish in the top 5 at least. You see 4 cars going to the top side. Rumsey goes to the bottom. 5 to go this time by. It is going to come down to the wire.
You got a handful remaining in this one, and like I said, 75 laps is a long run, and you have to be there at the end. And you know these guys were saving some of their equipment for the end because they knew they had about 10 laps to make something happen. Down to the inside goes the 71 of Cabri on Majulis in the 127. Oh, it's Yost up there to the crete on the outside as he chases down the 15 of Rumsey. They'll work down into turn number 3 and 4. It's still Tucker, followed by C. Now it's Cabri, and then there's 127 of Majulis.
Tucker in front, UC Cabry. Will he try and get by his teammate Blake Majulis for that third spot? Logan Rumsey back there as well. Here's where these guys are going to get feisty. 2 to go. Tucker still in front.
2 to go, and it's time to win it or wear it. Go checkers or wreckers. Off a 2 and down the back straightaway. It's Kendall Tucker, the 00 machine. Your race leader, Evan C. Is he comfortable with second? We'll find out. The white flag is waving. 1 lap to go. Kendall Tucker, will he be the inaugural Winternationals big block winner here on World of Thunder? He'll roll the bottom of the racetrack. Checkered flag is waving. Kendall Tucker picks up the A main tonight, leading all 75 green laps as we go. Tucker, C, Majulis, Cabre, Rumsey, Yost, Bergeron, Hall, Devon, and Oberly, your top 10.
Guess what? I finally did it. I finally picked the winner.
Hang on a minute. I'm hearing information from this place you usually hang out at. That's the truck. That unfortunately, there has been a unanimous decision that once again you lose because you made your pick after we had taken the green flag.
If we go that far, I had a Swindell Speed Lab hat on my head all night long. That was my pick. Oh, Brett, don't give me that. It's my pick. I win. Let me enjoy it for once.
Yes.
Let me enjoy a win for once.
Kendall Tucker picking up the win. Evan C. going second. Blake Majulis third. Cole Cabre finishes fourth, and fifth will go to Logan Rumsey.
Sixth, Zane Yost. Alex Bergeron will come home in seventh. Dustin Hall, after tough night for him, he comes home in eighth. Clay Devon in ninth, and Sheldon Oberly 10th.
Going to 11th on back, that'll be Ethan Toter, Max Yoker, Dylan Hauser. Then we'll see Tyler Coran. Then we will see James Grace finishing in the 15th spot.
Levi Wright will come home in that 16th. Huey Quillen in 17th. Jordan Gage in 18th. Drew Hopkins and Brandon Francis. That's your top 20.
Taking a look at your final four finishers, it'll be Bill Miller 21st, 22nd will go Brennan Weeks. Devin Morgan finishing 23rd, and Adam Homerding finishes out in the 24th spot. So we are set to make our way down to Victory Lane and chat with tonight's podium finishers. As we have made our way down to Victory Lane, Kendall Tucker, Swindell Speed Labs proves that once again the cream rises to the top in 75 laps. Congratulations, leading each and every circuit here tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely was a good night for sure. Grabbing the prelim win to start the night off, and I was kind of skeptical. Didn't really kind of know what to expect with this long of a green flag run, or not really green flag run, but just running 75 laps around here. Just had to put a little extra fuel in compared to the prelim and what we've been running here the last couple weeks, and had to make a couple adjustments that I was a little nervous about, but they seemed to pay off there. The car kind of faded there towards the end, but the track it kind of latched down and rubbered up a little bit, and kind of made the playing field a little bit even, in my opinion, or maybe the car was just going away. But it was on rails for sure, especially early in the night. But it feels good to come home with the win.
We talk about, like you said, track a lot, taking some rubber. We could see it in that 75 lap feature change. And we watched you kind of change your line back and forth a little bit. You'd get down to the top, you'd run the top for a while, you'd come down to the midsection. Were you kind of just trying to protect the line, or were you just trying to save your equipment?
I mean, for the most part, I was kind of chasing the track early. On iRacing, the track it changes so much, man. Lap after lap, you can see the slick pop up, the next time you go around. So it's just crazy how fast the track will slick off with this many cars. So I was just honestly searching around, trying to find a bunch of different lines that I thought would be fast. And the car, it felt really, really good there for the most part. Probably the worst it felt was there at the end, when we was having to run that little cut down line on both ends. It was just a little snug getting in, which kind of made it hard to rotate. But I was just having to sling it off in there and grab a little break and get it to rotate. And but luckily it was enough to hang on for the win.
Well, you get to put another notch in the belt, picking up the inaugural Winternationals here for the big blocks at Cedar Lake. And of course, season 12 for World of Thunder starting next Sunday, and I know you've got going to run that a little bit, and you've got some sponsors that help make things happen. Who do you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, well, first off, I mean, I don't really know if I'll get to participate in much of season 12 or any at all. I'm about to start my second semester up in college, and we're going to be full blown in baseball season. We'll probably play 45 games this season, hopefully, if we can stay clear of the COVID mess. So I don't know, but we'll be around. Hopefully, free nights, no games or practices. We'll try and be on as much as possible in these races. But I just got to thank my guys at Swindle Speed Lab and Slick Sim Sport for all the help. Like I said earlier, without them, I wouldn't be able to do this, and keep running up front and have fast pieces underneath me. So all credit goes to them guys for everything they do for me. And I got to thank K1 Race Gear, Bear Archery. I got to thank Ethan Toder for paying my entry into this race. So thanks to him. Shout out to Steven and everybody for putting on the race. Man, it was a long Sunday night for sure, but it feels a little bit better, coming away with the top prize. So thanks to you guys for the broadcast, and we'll see you next time.
You bet. Now I do partake in a little bit of college baseball, so I have to follow Kendall Tucker's. Got to find out where he's playing. Maybe we'll make a road trip. Speaking of a road trip, we're going to road trip to second place with Alex Robinson.
Evan C., another good showing for you tonight. Not the win, but a good strong car. You had to battle off Majulis, Rumsey, Cabry, all of them throughout this race, and you come home in second. And against, again, top-tier talent, not too shabby with a second-place finish.
Yeah, it's, definitely, not mad at all about second place. Like a lot of these guys have been running the officials this week at Cedar Lake, and I haven't ran a single race here, so I was just kind of going into this, hoping some of my old setups would work from a couple of weeks ago, and kind of had to change some stuff up from the qualifier races there, and was able to find some speed, and I kind of was just hoping I can get to second, and maybe see if I could gain on Kendall any, and like we were about even, he could just kind of hit that cut down line just a little bit better than I could. I was just a little bit too tight to get it pointed down the track, but he was pretty fast, so congrats to him. But definitely not mad about a second place here tonight.
Now, with coming through with one of the prelims, how did it feel having the rest of the night to watch how everyone else was running? You had some time to make your adjustments to your car, grab something to eat. How did it feel having most of the night off?
Yeah, it was definitely nice. I needed that time to kind of, just work on the setup just a little bit. I was, just felt like we was losing a little bit of time, up around the top, and surprisingly, we didn't really use the top and 1 and 2 that much. It was mainly just cutting down in the middle of this race. So, I'm sure we could have found some more speed and, maybe had a shot at Kendall. But, like I said, second place is, it's not bad at all.
Well, now the follow-up question. Next Sunday, season 12, will you look to come back and repeat as Super Late Model Champion?
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to give them the big blocks and Supers a shot on Sunday, and, just try to get, the setups and everything dialed in. The Pro Series coming up also. So, I'm sure, the rest of these fast guys are going to be doing the same thing, so it should be fun.
Well, who's on the car? Who you got to thank for getting you to this spot tonight?
Yeah, just all the guys at Team VLR, Jeff Brown and Iris and iFlag, Dirty Grass Soul, Captain Morgan, McConaughey Setup Shop, CFM Esports, shop4you.com, and just thank y'all for doing the broadcast for us tonight, and Steven putting on the show.
Well, that is your second place finisher, the 33 from VLR. It is Evan C. Jerry, I think you're with Mr. Moneybags himself in third place.
This is the first time I've talked to you in a third place finish, but you had a little struggles tonight, Blake. That first qualifying night didn't kind of go the way you wanted to, and you had to kind of jump back on the horse that kicked you and get this thing rallied up to the third place run here tonight. Good job.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Kind of new to these cars, like kind of everyone else, but just started running them kind of this week a little bit more to get the hang of them and try and learn them. I know a lot of these guys just get on here and we're grinding on them the first day they came out, and I had other obligations with school and stuff like that, and I was able to finally get on them this week and get a lot done. I built a setup and it was pretty decent, but it still has a little work to be done. But no big deal. This is my first broadcasted race in these, I think. So just keep looking forward and keep grinding and see if we can find a little more speed and maybe come up a couple spots a little better next time.
Yeah, we talk about that. As we said, of course, the big block car, and even Cedar Lake, very new to iRacing, and with adding them to season 12 of the to the Mimi's Makings and Motions season 12 on Ultimate Dirt TV from World of Thunder, this class is gonna it takes some finessing with this big car, doesn't it?
It's different for sure. The setups are really different compared to what I'm used to on the late models and UMPs and stuff like that. They're just a little bit different. The driving aspect, they're not like really hard. They're kind of one of the easier cars to drive, but everyone is so fast in them that you just can't pull away and seem to get a little bit of real estate in them. They're super close, kind of like a street stock. It's almost like there's a draft effect. It's super weird. I was surprised to see Kendall jump out so far there, but it is a different type of car that produces much different racing than any other. So I am excited to get racing these a little bit more. Like I said, I haven't ran them much, so I am pretty pumped for season 12 in that World of Thunder.
All right, we'll look forward to having you back and see what we can do. See if we can pick up some championships this season. And speaking of that, you got a lot of great sponsors on the car. Who do you want to thank for this run to the third place on the podium?
I just got to thank my guy Jeremy Ray at Design 75 for the badass wrap again. I'm so glad to have him back on board. So I got to thank him a lot for getting back on my paints, making me look good. D1RT Racing, Sim Seats, ML Performance. As always, Matt Logan. He does a lot for me as well. Swag Wraps and Graphics. ShopFergie22.com. Go check it out. I got a lot of good apparel over there. Ultimate Dirt TV. Like I said, everything you guys do every week and everybody that watch. Thank you.
All right. So Blake Majulis rounding out the top three. Alex, I would say Winternationals, the inaugural here at Cedar Lake, was a success.
Oh, it was a success. It was phenomenal. A couple great hours of racing, a few, kinks there, and a few cautions, a few wrecks, but it's racing. It's usually happens, but heavy hitters coming out. You got to see the heavy hitters run consolations, which you never really see it because Bergeron and them usually clinch themselves at A main. So it was fun watching them having to run an LCQ tonight.
Yep, watched it. Of course, we started with the lobby one was under the lights, and then everything else went to the day, and just it threw some. It threw with the big blocks, like we said. You listen to some of these guys. Of course, it's new, so this car is still very new to a lot of the racers, including world-class caliper drivers that race with us here in the World of Thunder Esports League. And like we said, starting next Sunday, January 17th, we'll get kicked off at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central with the Power Ice Super Stocks. Then we will move to the dirtfan.com wing sprint cars at 5:45 Eastern. Then we will see the Nizian Custom Graphics Big Block Series at 7:45, and then the nightcap is the Mimi's Making in Motion Super Late Models at 9:45. So, Alex, it's been a pleasure having you and everyone here with us at Cedar Lake Speedway. So, on behalf of the entire staff of the World of Thunder Esports Leagues, all of us at Ultimate Dirt TV, it's been our pleasure having you here on a Sunday fun day. It's Monday work day. Don't forget, join us back here next Sunday night for season 12. So from all of us to all of you, have a safe trip home. Be good. God bless. And good night, everybody.